Hello guys, let's talk today about Hikvision NVR Setup with PoE Switch. As you can see, I have a Hikvision camera connected to my NVR directly with cable, so the NVR powers the camera using PoE, and I have the camera being recorded directly here without a switch, okay? But I still have this NVR using the LAN port connected to a switch. As you can see here, I have a switch here, and then I have the NVR connected to this same switch, but the camera is not connected here. Let's say, for example, you want to connect the camera here. You have a switch somewhere when you can connect other computers in your company, for example, and you want to have a camera just right here recording there on the NVR, so you don't have a connection directly here. So what I'm going to do here is to remove the camera from here and just connect here directly to the switch so I can show you how it works and you can understand better how you can do that, okay? So let me just explain here on a diagram how it works so you can understand better, and you need to have an idea how it works before you start changing stuff on your network. So basically here I have right now the camera connected directly to the NVR. So the NVR powers the camera via PoE, power over Ethernet, using an Ethernet cable, and also gives the camera an IP address which is different from your regular network. And I have the switch connected here, the NVR connected here to the monitor using an HDMI cable. And also here I have my laptop connected to the switch, so the laptop can see the NVR, and the switch is also connected to the router, so I have access to the internet, okay? So it's basically a diagram so I can understand better how it works. And I want to change to this new configuration, this new setup. I want to have my camera connected to the switch and my NVR connected to the same switch, so the camera can send the video to be recorded here on my NVR, and I also can have access to the camera or NVR using my laptop. So that's the new scenario that I want to have, all right? And let's say, for example, you don't want to use a PoE switch because you have a regular switch somewhere on your company, and then you have computers there, you want to connect a new camera. You can power the camera using a power supply and connect to your regular switch, and as long as the switch is connected also to the NVR, you can record here into the NVR, all right? So back to the first scenario here. The first problem that I need to face are the IPs, right? You have here an IP address in green, which is different from the IP address in blue. So different IP ranges, right? Laptop here, for example, has IP 192.168.0.160. And the NVR 192.168.0.200, they're in the same range. And the Hikvision NVR has two IP addresses because it acts like a router. So you have two IP addresses here. The other one is 192.168.3.200, right? Which is in the same range of the camera. So basically, the laptop comes here to the switch, reaches the NVR, but cannot reach the camera directly. It needs to pass through the NVR, which is acting here as a router, okay? So let's change the IP of the camera, connect to the switch here, then you can have access directly via the laptop and also access via the NVR and record here, okay? So let me just come here to the NVR so I have the interface so I can understand how the NVR works. Right click, menu. Here, let's take a look at the configuration. Let me just log in again. Here we go. On the configuration here on network, I can see the internal IP 192.168.0.200 and the other one 192.168.3.200 according to our diagram, okay? So now you understand better how it works. And here for the camera that's connected to the NVR, I have the camera connected directly to the port number 1. And here's the camera IP 192.168.3.2, all right, according to our diagram, okay? So back here to the NVR, we see it's connected here. So here I have an IP range, and here on the LAN port I have a different range of IPs, right? So let me just come back here to the computer and use my software, the SADP from Hikvision. And here you see the software, it's here on my laptop. It broadcasts here to the PoE switch and finds the NVR here. But it cannot find the camera, you see? Because here it's acting as a router, as I told you before, right? So it cannot see the camera. When I move the camera from here to here, the SADP should be able to see the camera, okay? So let me do this right now. Remove from here. Let me just remove the cable. And now I'm gonna lose the connection here. Let me just come back here to the NVR. So you see that I will lose the connection. So I have a black screen and later changed to no link because I'm removing the cable from here. And I'm going to connect here to my switch, okay? Let me just focus here so you can see better that I have here the connection to the switch right now, and the switch is going to power the camera. I can connect to the first port. Let me just connect to the second one here as well, just to see that there's no difference here. I have 4 ports. They're part of the same switch and they're PoE ports, so they can power the camera. And if I don't have a PoE switch, I can just connect the cable here and power the camera using a power supply. The camera has this option as well, right? So here again, I have no link for the camera anymore because it's no longer connected here. But later, when I have the camera working here again, but passing through the switch, okay? Guys, just keep watching this video. It's a bit longer because there's a lot of details, a lot of information, but I'm sure you're going to understand everything to make your camera work with the switch, okay? So the idea is to have your Hikvision NVR set up with the PoE switch, okay? So back here to the diagram, you see, while I was talking, the camera is up and I can see the camera here using the SADP, the software. So it broadcasts here, it finds the camera. Now I have this new scenario, right? I have the camera connected here and the SADP can find the camera on the network and can also find the NVR. Even if I don't have the same IP range, you see, for the NVR, the IP range is 0 dot something, and for the camera, is 3 dot something. So the camera has a different range. What I have to do here is change the IP of the camera to be on the same range, because here I have the laptop using this range, the NVR using this range, or on the LAN port, I want to have the camera in the same range. So basically, you need to change the IP of the camera. The SADP software can find no matter which IP is using, because the broadcast here uses layer 2 communication, which allows you to find no matter which IP is using. But to connect the camera, to access the camera via web browser, etc., I need to have the same IP range. So let me just show you what I mean. When I come here to the command prompt, for example, remember that I'm here on my computer. I'm here, and let me just show the IP that I have here on my computer, IP config. I can show you. Here we go, 192.168.0.160. Okay, here we go. That's the IP of my computer. And then I can just send a ping from my computer to the NVR, for example. Let me try. So ping 192.168.0.200 space -T to keep pinging. So here we go. It's pinging, so I can have access to the NVR. I can ping the NVR. Control C, clear screen here. Let me just show my IP again. Just remember that's the IP of my computer. And now I'm gonna try to ping the camera that's already here now, right? So here we go, ping 192.168.3.2 space -T. So it keeps pinging. And as you can see, it's trying to ping from my computer to the camera, but it's not responding. You see, request timeout. Why? Because my IP here on my computer is different, right? What I have to do, I have to give my laptop an IP like this one, 192.168.3.160, so I can have my computer and the camera in the same range, so I can ping, I can change the IP, I can do whatever I want. All right. So how do I do that? I can't just come here to my computer and instead of changing the IP, I can add an extra IP. So I can have both IP at the same time on my computer. When Windows, you can do that, right? So let me just come here then on my network, open network internet settings, here Ethernet, change adapter options. You can also use your control panel to get there, right? So here I have my internet interface, double click here, and properties, all right? Here on IPv4, Internet Protocol version 4, double click, and here I can see my IP address. As you can see, that's the one. And I come to advanced, and I can add an extra IP. So I click here, add, and just type 192.168.3.160. When I click here, he automatically changes the subnet mask here for me, so I'm okay to go. So now I have two IPs in the same computer, just like in the diagram. Okay, okay again, okay, close everything here. And now let me just try to ping again. And here you go. Now it's working. So basically my laptop is communicating here and I can have access to the camera, right? Then I can come here and open a web browser. Let me just bring the web browser here and type the IP address of this camera, 192.168.3.2, right? And here we go. It's asking me for the username and password. Let me just type it here. And it's going to load my camera. Just wait for a while, and it's loading. Here we go. Here we have it, right? And then I still don't have image here on the NVR, of course, because I need to configure the NVR to see the camera via the switch now, right? So basically what I have to do here is come to the configuration, and here I can change, here on network, I can change the IP if I want to from here. You see, I can just change here, or I can use the SADP tool as well. Select the camera here and just change it here. As long as I have the password here for the camera, I can change it here, right? Either way it works. Let me just change here directly via web browser since I'm here already. Let me just put here 0.2. Is that the one? Yeah, 0.2. That's the one we want right now. And I just click here first, test, just to make sure there is no other device here in the network with the same IP address. So it's testing for me. The address is not used, okay, for any device. I can confirm here as well. Let me just Control-C here. I didn't apply yet. That's why it's still pinging. I didn't apply. So let me just ping this IP address that I'm trying to use right now, 0.2, just to make sure. So it's not reachable because I don't have any device with this IP yet. The NVR just told me that as well. And the camera just told me that as well, sorry. And then let me just save here. It's going to apply and reboot the unit. So it's rebooting the camera. Meanwhile, I can let command prompt ping in here while the camera is rebooting. So I can check when the camera is back and when the camera is working. So here we go, sometime later, the camera rebooted, and I have here the ping working, okay? So here it shows as rebooting, but it's already rebooted. That I need to change the IP address here because now I have another one, right? 0.2. Just type here correctly, 0.2. And here we go. Now I have the new IP address for this camera. Can log into the camera, wait for it to load, and then what I can do as well is come to the NVR and set up the camera there. Here we go. So basically now I have the camera directly and direct access to the camera, and can also have direct access to the NVR. For the NVR I need to reload Internet Explorer because of the plugin that I have. It's different for the camera and the NVR, and I can log in here Just type my password, and I can log in to the NVR as well. Here we go, right? So I have directly access here to the camera using this IP and to the NVR using this IP, because they're basically connected to the same switch now, right? I don't have any camera here to the NVR yet, right? But I can add a new camera from here, or I can come here directly to the NVR interface and add a camera there. Let me just come here, right click, menu. You can do either way, okay? Using the browser or using here the interface. Come here to the camera, and now you can come here to edit, to change this. Instead of plug and play, I'm gonna put here manual and change here the IP. Remove this one, put here 0.2. Here we go, Hikvision protocol, username and password. Let me just put my password here. So here we go. This is the camera's password. Remember, that's the camera IP, protocol, and the camera username and password. Hit OK here. Wait for it to communicate. And here we go. I have the blue status here, which means it's working. I just click and I see that's working. It's live on my NVR. And here's the IP address. As you can see, I have a different range of the IP address. I can use this one, 0. something, and I can also use 3. something when I have things connected here directly to the NVR port, right? But right now I have working here via my switch. Back here to the computer, let me just refresh here the screen for the NVR here on the web browser, and just click here to bring the camera live, and it's working, right? And I can also use the software here on the IVMS 4200, and here you go, okay? It takes a while to load into the software because I just changed the configuration, but it's working as well, right? So I have via software, and I also have here via NVR. Back here we go, it's working, okay? So here we go, guys. Now you know how to connect your Hikvision NVR using a PoE switch, and you're ready to go. You have your IP camera using a switch here, connecting directly to your NVR and to your network, all right? If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel, leave your thumbs up and your comments, and I see you in the next one.